Elias Ensley never took his side jobs seriously. Especially the one at the flea market, where he'd already spent 3 months digging through boxes of broken electronics like an archaeologist lost in a jungle of dusty plastic. He was 22, a cynical journalism student with a curiosity that always outweighed his common sense. On Saturday, he found it, an old, scratched digital camcorder with a cracked screen. The seller practically gave it away, 4 parts. Elias didn't think twice. Something about it felt wrong. Or maybe, alive. At home, surrounded by wires and tools, he absent-mindedly tinkered with the device, fully expecting it to stay dead. But suddenly, the camera blinked, whirred, and turned on. There was only one file on it. Confession.wave. A soft female voice filled the room instantly, trembling, cold, yet disturbingly calm. If you're hearing this, it means I disappeared correctly. They're looking for me, but I don't want to be found. The only way to survive is to stop existing. To become no one. Silence. A shaky breath. Then words spoken so close, it felt like she was whispering right behind his ear. They're watching. They're always watching. Elias froze. The voice felt too real, too alive. Yet at the same time, there was something theatrical about it, as if the speaker wasn't a victim, but someone performing her own fear. He dug into the audio, background hum, faint echoes, tiny glitches, all tiny breadcrumbs. And after an hour of obsessively analyzing the metadata, he found her name. Clara Rudolph. An artist. Eccentric, gifted, controversial. Officially missing for 2 years. Her case, abandoned, unsolved. Elias began investigating. First out of curiosity. Then out of dread. The deeper he went into Clara's past, the more he realized her life wasn't chaotic, it was orchestrated. She had conflicts with her lover. Trouble with authorities over provocative installations. Backlash online for crossing the line. And just before disappearing. She'd been working on a project she described as an encyclopedia of freedom. A project where the central theme was death. With each detail, Elias felt his breathing tighten. Sometimes he thought he was getting close to the truth. Sometimes, that he was stepping into something meant to be sealed forever. Then the first incident happened, his laptop shut off mid-investigation. Several files vanished. Then came the anonymous calls. No words, just breathing. Slow. Heavy. Familiar. One night, he heard footsteps outside his window. Paranoia. Or something else. He no longer knew. But he knew one thing, he had to finish what he started. Hidden deep inside the audio's metadata, he found something he'd missed earlier, GPS coordinates. They pointed to an abandoned house outside the city. He drove there at night. The house stood alone in an empty field, shrouded in darkness like a widow in mourning. Elias opened the door. Inside smelled of dust and winter. His flashlight trembled across the room, stopping on a table covered in papers. A notebook. Recording equipment. Worn but functional. He opened the notebook. His blood ran cold. The last entry was dated yesterday. The handwriting was sharp and confident. The final sentence, written with chilling precision. My plan worked. I found someone looking for me. A journalist. He fits perfectly into the second act. Freedom demands sacrifice. Now he is Clara. Elias staggered back. The light snapped on. He turned. A figure stood in the doorway. Still. Calm. Watching. She smiled. Clara. Alive. You came, she said quietly. Softly. As if this wasn't a trap, but a meeting she had been waiting for. He tried to speak, but no sound came out. Clara stepped closer, holding a brand new voice recorder. You have no idea how good you sound on tape. The lights went out. 2 days later, the news aired. 22-year-old journalism student Elias Ensley has been reported missing. The camera zoomed in on his photo, a smile that would never return. Meanwhile, far from the city, a woman sat in a train car. Short hair. New passport. Peaceful eyes. Clara. Completely free. On her lap, the restored digital device. She opened the playlist. Only one file remained. Elias_final.wave. In it, he screamed. Then begged. Then fell silent. Clara smiled, pressed delete, and leaned her head against the window as a new life slid by outside. Sometimes the greatest mystery is not what happened, but who made it happen. And who must pay the price now.